Hi guys, welcome back to another lesson. In today's lesson, we're going to look at how to calculate the theoretical probability of something and also what complementary events are. So let's jump straight into it. So theoretical probability, what is it? So when we talk about theoretical probability, what we're referring to is that exact number that explains the probability. So where does it fall exactly on that probability scale that we looked at last lesson? So we can actually calculate this, and the way we calculate this is we say that the probability of the events, so whatever we're doing, rolling a dice and getting a 1, flipping a coin and getting a heads, so the probability of that event is equal to the number of favourable outcomes. So that's the number of outcomes we want to get. So it could be if we're flipping a coin and getting a heads, there's one possibility of us getting a heads out of the total number of outcomes. So let's do some examples. So a letter is selected at random from the word watching. So first let's start with stating the number of possible outcomes. So this is the total number of outcomes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 possible outcomes. Now it doesn't matter, when we talk about sample space where we don't include the letter that occurs twice, when we're talking about the total number of outcomes, we do count a letter even if it does occur twice. So that's relevant for some of the questions you're going to be doing in your exercise. What is the probability of selecting a T? So there's one T. So we say the probability of T, so see how I put the event in the brackets? So the probability of T equals 1 for having our 1T out of the total number of outcomes, which is 8. So the probability of T equals 1/8. I want you to pause it and do the next one, remembering that vowels are A, E, I, O, and U. So you should have got the probability, that should say vowel there. The probability of getting a vowel equals 2 out of 8. And remembering we always simplify our fractions, so it equals 1/4. Let's look at complementary events now. So a complementary event is opposite events, okay? So for example, if I'm rolling a dice and I get a 1, the complementary of that is not rolling a 1 when I roll a dice. So let's do the examples again. So find the complementary of each probability. So 0.3 is our probability of something happening. So the complementary, the opposite of that, well, our probability should always add up to 1. So what we say is 1 take away 0.3. And 1 take away 0.3 equals 0.7. The probability is 5/7. So we say 1 take away 5/7, and we're pretty much saying the bits that would make this up to 7/7. Or 1 whole, which means that's 2/7. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, if you have any questions, please make sure you ask. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye.